Good everyone, welcome back. First day of the week, but honestly I wasn't in the best shape to trade today. I came into pre-market feeling sick with no sleep and it really affected my confidence. There were a couple of great moves out there, but I just couldn't bring myself to take them. The big mover was PPCB. It ran from $3.50 to over $13 pre-market. I missed it making a clean move right out of the gate. Let's take a look at the chart. So this is the start of pre-market here. I actually didn't get to my computer and I hadn't opened my software quickly enough. I missed this initial move here. I saw it after this candle here and it dropped back down to, what's that, around $8. And I saw it buy up back up to around $9. So my first entry here, and this doji here sort of gave a not a great signal there, but low selling volume here, and then this candle here really picking up again, buying up again off of that around $8 mark, back up to $9. And I thought about taking an entry here at $9, and that's the first entry I really missed at the start of pre-market. I could only afford about 14 shares, I think, at that price. But even with 14 shares, this stock really did, do pretty well. Pushed up to, in that, from $9 there, it pushed up to over nearly to 12, and then in that next candle pushed nearly to 13 here. So that would have been a decent trade. Going from 9 to 12 was a really good trade. $3 a share. So that was the first entry I missed at $9. The second entry here was off the 9 EMA. When it dipped back down to 10, I could have gotten in around 10.20, somewhere around there. I had an order ready to go for the support off of the 9 EMA. Once again, it worked. 10.20, I could have been looking at a profit, taking profit somewhere up here, over this $12 mark, or for an exit somewhere in this range here. So those are the first two entries I missed on this. And I was trading at the start of pre-market, one, because I saw the stock had popped up so well, and two, I wasn't feeling too great and I thought I'd have an early night, so I thought I'd start early at pre-market, which is around 8 o'clock for me, New Zealand time, and trade through to around, trade for a couple of hours to around 10:30. So, so it pushed up to, a high of 13.58 there, and then sort of went sideways. And I thought, well, it's probably going to pull back. So I just waited for the pullback on this again. And as it came down here and started coming back off of the $8 area here, this is where I should have gotten in again, where it started to show some confident green candles in here. There was an entry here again around the $9 mark. If you were more adventurous, maybe you could have gotten in a wee bit earlier, around $8.50 or something like that. But for me, it was in this area here, just under $9 to $9 was an entry point here. Once again, I didn't take it. I don't know, just wasn't feeling very well about my trading, wasn't feeling very confident, and maybe coming off of last week as well. I didn't want to just jump into something. But this was pretty solid actually, this stock. So it pushed up here to around, what was that? It was that, around 10.85 and nearly $11. Went sideways again. I did think about getting in here as it was just below VWAP and looking for the breakthrough VWAP. But my trading platform doesn't show VWAP on the chart. It just has it as a figure in the stats on the level 2 data. So yeah, I'm still getting used to that. I should put a line in actually where VWAP is on the chart, maybe that'll help. So when it broke through here, that was another entry point of the break of VWAP, or even down here as it was sort of holding that 9 EMA. Didn't go as far though, only pushed up to around 11.80, just below $12 on that push. It was a bit of a grind to that one. And then it sort of rolled over. I think that was pretty much it. After that, there were some little dips and stuff that, you know, did pretty well. 9.30, if you were in at the right spot, you could get $1 a share, but it became sort of harder to trade around here, and I wasn't very confident. I was even less confident because I'd already missed these early moves on the stock. So yeah, that was a decent break there at 10.43 up to 11.40. But after that, it sort of went sideways and then it just rolled over, pulling away from VWAP and declining. And once it broke down through 9 here, broke down through to 8, I did think it was pretty much, that was the end of that run on that stock. So that was it, and I sort of left it alone after that. BTAI was another stock that I watched. I kind of missed this move as well. BTAI and pre-market. Yeah, so early pre-market it popped up to around 7.28 from $6, $6.70. But if I have a look here, yeah, sort of both of these had floats that were like right on my limit, or a little bit over my limit really. I like to trade stocks that are more like 10, have a float of 10 million or less, and everything else around that time was over 50 million in the float, share float side, so quite thickly traded stocks. This did pop again around 7, and I did see this pop just before I called it a night. But once again, it popped up through here, pulled back to VWAP, and this would have been the entry here for me at VWAP, just in there. That would have been the entry there for the push back up through to 7.55 from, what's that, around 6.85. But once again, didn't take it. And after that, that was pretty much it for me. I called it a night and went to bed and got some rest. Feeling much better today, so that's good. But last night just didn't have it in me to take a trade, so left everything on the table and walked away. Days like this, you know, are tough because it feels like I let opportunities slip through my fingers, but at the same time, not forcing trades when I'm not 100%, you know, it's probably the right call. Trading tired usually ends badly for me, and today I at least avoided making mistakes. It's a reminder that discipline isn't just about entries and exits, it's also about knowing when to stay out. Still, I can't help but think, if I just trusted my strategy early on, this could have been a very different start to the week. No trades today, but I'll reset tonight and be ready to go again tomorrow. If you're following this journey, hit subscribe and check back tomorrow to see how the week unfolds. I'll see you then. Hea popo.